Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to 2019.
2019. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, because we've missed you Christmas.
All that stuff. We've been
Happy
busy.
holidays. We missed you during all of that stuff. So
We had family in
yep.
for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody died. It was fine.
So anyway, hopefully you guys had warm and wonderful holidays. If not, which we did see, a lot of people were really going through something this holidays.
I think all of us did. Anybody connected to or this twin flame dynamic, I think, really went through some shit this holiday season, and we were not excluded from that. It just happens. It's part of this connection, and get through it. We know what we were called to do, and we fought it, and now we do it. But part of it is part of our mission is to really, really, really help those of you in this twin flame dynamic who are really going through it, not understanding before you get to the mystical.
Amen. Yeah, because the mystical and the spiritual and the magic, as it were, the magic is really, really powerful, but it's really subject to emotional connection and mental connection, which is really the hardest part of this connection. I would tell you that it's hands down the one that beats everybody down, the one that keeps everybody on the wheel, hamster wheel that is, and really has thrown several loops through different paths that you think are ahead of you, but they're really not. You just need to go in and see what's going on in here first. So we really have decided to really dedicate this year to help in that area, especially since
Focus on that.
The focus is going to be huge.
We're being called in a million different directions, and that's fine. We're going to be doing those things as well. But we're also really being called to focus on the twin flame dynamic as well, and to help you guys.
It's the twin flames, soul connections, those who are really looking for answers. I would tell you, if there's two people that have them, it would be us. I mean, it's not that we don't get the other parts. We do, but the hardest parts are the parts that I think we've been immersed into. And we've been here, this is our 5th year, 6th year? 6th year. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to be here and continue to
put out free content.
Absolutely.
On here on YouTube, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to talk about the issues, problems that twins have been going through. We want to blame retrograde. Well, retrograde's not here right now, or at least Mercury's not. We're not astrologists, so we don't know what's going on.
Or solstice.
Something, I don't know.
Full moon.
Seems like there's just been an awful lot of...
That was my house.
The hell was that?
That was my house.
Conflict and chaos and miscommunication and assumption.
Assumption, huge. There's so much energy of assumption in this connection. Oh, it seems to be back now. It skipped like 4 seconds.
Thing.
I believe it's spirit. I believe it's spirit, Adam.
It just stops.
Because I think it's doing it a lot. I'm not even sure. I know that we probably would do for an upgrade. Get it? Upgrade.
Okay. Yeah. Download.
That same thing, I guess.
All right. Anyway, are we back?
Yeah, I think we are.
It's just been glitchy.
Yep.
Anyway. So assumption. We were talking about assumption.
Because the energy of it stays in between this connection and stays there for years. It can keep you on the same cycle for 30 years. We've seen it as high as 35, 36 years of somebody meeting somebody in this connection, and then they've been apart that long, but they still end up showing up in each other's lives a lot.
Yeah.
So, it's but then, they can hear themselves on the inside saying, well, they don't want to be with me.
You know what we're running into a lot when we're doing our twin flame coaching are twins who are in separation, but one of the two just isn't even close to being ready. Just isn't even close to being ready for any type of commitment or any type of communication, or any type of togetherness or any type of union. Either they're married to somebody else or an alcoholic or a drug addict or something that's going on with one or the other that's so time and mind consuming, and the other one is ready and doing work and getting impatient. Why me? Why do I have to wait? Why is this happening to me? Why aren't they ready? Why am I the one ready? How long do I have to wait? And the answer is we don't have the answer to that. The answer is when they're ready. And there's no other. It could be 2 days. It could be 2 hours. It could be 20 years. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop your life and wait. You don't have to do that.
There's still a lot you need to go through and a lot you need to understand, especially when it comes to impatience. Impatience is looking for surrender. Surrender is not the very easy thing to find, especially if you're not looking for it. So you usually get stuck in impatience.
Boiling.
Yeah.
It's odd. Anyway.
Maybe you cut that part out?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'll cut it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's cute. All right. And didn't turn off the bells and whistles.
No,
Go ahead.
bells and whistles.
So
it's really affecting people in a negative way in desperation and obsession, just coming in hard. And we've both been there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting that we're resonating with the words that are coming out of people's mouths, just taking us back and where we're feeling their pain and understand what they're going through and how hard it is. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to get through.
Do you think the negativity is there without any positivity?
I think the negativity drowns out the positivity.
Really?
Yeah. What is your opinion on that?
I believe that when you're in the negative energy itself, the choice is to choose positivity, because you're not going to draw somebody back to you if you stay in negativity. So literally what you do is you paint a picture of why me, see, you don't want me, you don't this, and you go into this space of negativity, and then you're looking at them like you're the poster child for choose me. And you're not even the poster child for choose me, you're the poster child for leave me alone because you make me miserable. And then you think that they're going to come running towards you because you're talking about how much they hurt you and how the way that they hurt you should be the reason that they run towards you. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like, hey, I'm a burning building. Come in here with that flame and catch me more on fire is going to work for you. And it really isn't about that at all. I mean, most of the time we end up getting into the spiral downward into the negativity is also the spiral downward into choosing positivity to come out of. Because you're not painting a picture for somebody to come to you. You're painting a picture for them to stay away from you. And usually there's a backstory and a deeper backstory why you continue to do that or why you're making those kinds of choices. So our connection, I believe, has a purpose in what we go through, a purpose in what we've been through, a purpose of where we're going that really I think people can identify with if they find this connection. Because we can talk about it in a very human way, but it at least leads you into what the alien aspect of this connection is.
Kind of weird word, but okay.
Yeah, listen.
Not
This
like, right.
connection was buried for a long time, and we've been digging it up. So we're just here to point out the obvious, that sometimes you're going to have to become an archaeologist to go find out the truth.
Do you feel that people are going through in this dynamic backpedaling? Like, there's so much trust that's built in this connection, in this union, and that then something happens in the 3D that tears that apart and then takes that trust away. And then we're finding that a lot. And then they're starting at ground zero on trust again.
Trust is
But does that question make sense at all?
yes, it does. It makes sense. But I believe a lot of the trust that actually still is in the works is to find a deeper truth, to bring you a deeper bond. Trust sometimes gets ripped apart for that very reason, to find out who's going to stand next to you and who's not. Because most of the time you could still be on the inside telling yourself that this person isn't going to stand next to me if they really knew the deeper truth about me. And you're probably going to need to be right. So you'll probably do things intentionally to make sure that something like that happens. Or you keep telling yourself at some point that I'm not enough for this person, I'm not enough for this person, and you keep doing things to show up as not enough. I believe it keeps getting deeper and deeper. I never see it ripping apart. I see it coming more together when it comes to trust. Because there's always going to be something deeper in the truth. What is the truth of why things get torn apart? And if you can't get to that truth and actually communicate it with one another, you end up losing trust. Because you think the other person's going to do this or the other person's going to respond that way. You're too busy predetermining outcomes that you don't even see that that's what you're trusting over the own connection. And the connection itself is going to be able to trust it only through communication with that person, not with yourself. That means that you would have to really leave a space open instead of filling it with what you think things are. Because when you fill things with what you think things are, you don't even see how that betrays your trust. I know that was deep, but I know that was important to say because you guys needed to hear it. And this connection, it points to how much you've been doing that already, and then points at how long you're going to continue. But do you know how to stop doing that? If not, just revert back to the video, stop doing that. It's timeless.
We have been called to do some things, and that's fine. We're gonna do them. We're gonna definitely stay and follow mission. I want to talk about 2018 just for a brief second, and I don't know what the general consensus is over the past year, and I believe it's the past, so I don't want to take no longer than a minute. But it just seemed like to be in a boot camp standpoint or stand or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but these bells and whistles are a lot. Sorry about that. But from a boot camp or a root camp point of view, it seemed like a breaking down, the year of breaking down. And the breaking down was brutal, and I don't know if anybody else experienced that sort of a breaking down point. I know we did. At the beginning of the year, it started just kind of, it felt like attacks, but it wasn't. It was sort of a breaking down to rebuild. And I have a lot of vision, I feel like, for this new year and this new beginning, and how we can help your journey to union, whether it be union in connection or union with yourself or union in general. We've been called to do what we do, and that's why we do it. And you're going to find us here still on YouTube. We will not stop making free content. We will not stop. We are also on a site called Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
We have a page there. Here's the deal with Patreon. There is free content there as well. there are two options that you can opt into. And in those VIP options, you're going to get very special, exclusive things. One-on-one conversations with Lee and I, exclusive videos that will not be
These are
here.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. Go ahead. I'm watching you.
Exclusive videos that will only be there when it comes to personal things and things that are happening with our union. So we can help you with things that are going on in your union, very personal things, very controversial things, answering your questions personally in videos. I believe in like the first option, it's only like $35 a month, and it's automatic. That's the site thing. We're going to do a live podcast on Patreon for our Patreon members. So you'll be able to actually be a part of that and ask us questions one-on-one. You get a live video with us every month. We're not going to stop doing lives here, but though we're going to really get into the meat and some dirtiness of the questions and rawness.
It'll be the way
needed.
that we clean.
Yeah.
Or help you clean. Of course, in this setup, I think we've done as much as we can do, but some more specific things we would really like to help focus on.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what Patreon is going to allow us to do.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we're going to continue to be here, but, I think we will have still a few people we've had before that we're going to continue to work with who really understand what it is they need to do in order to have true love. You can't choose true love until you choose it for yourself first. So, this connection, it's like the marching band of off-keyness when it comes to how you're going to get there. I mean, you don't know what instruments you need to walk with, and you don't know that those instruments are in you, not the other person. So it's. I think there's a way that we can do this, and we wanted to be able to do it in a way where it's still global, but it's still very much personal. So that way we can help.
We're just putting this Patreon site out now. There's some a lot of blogs on there already that we've transferred.
Mm-hmm.
Some videos from here that we've transferred as well. And we are going to start this month with the other parts of that. And the first 3 Patreons we get, the first 3 members we get, will get a free session with Lee and I.
Mm.
So become one of the first 3, and
Hey, how about that?
fun times.
Yes. And that's again, we're
Patreon.com. It's Patreon, and you can look us up at Twin Flames Lee and Sherry Patterson. It's completely Twin Flame based. It's all about Twin Flames. All of our blogs are going to go on. We're going to be talking about certain things, webinars you get to be a part of and nobody else gets to be a part of. Fun time.
come wanting to do the love. Notice I didn't say work, because we've heard that before. Most people, I'm doing the work, I'm working on it, and then when you ask them what work are they doing, we really end up listening to almost nothing. So make sure that this is what you really want to do, because we're not going to pull any punches, and we're really going to help you. But this is you helping yourself.
Lots of changes coming.
Welcome 2019, right?
Lots of changes, which are great changes.
Oh, and I've got a gift.
We both
got
did.
them. It's
Yeah.
awesome because,
Our buddy
you
JP.
gotta be, spiritual as hell. Yeah. And I guess
Our
we're
buddy
just-
JP. Let's just go ahead.
There you go.
There
buddy.
it is.
There you go. So
There it
yeah,
is, JP.
yeah, we got these for Christmas presents.
We'll invoice you, JP.
Right.
Advertising.
Or not. But anyway, we love you guys.
Yes.
Welcome to 2019.
Welcome to
to the new
2019.
you. Welcome to the new part of your connection. Make good choices.
Later this evening, we're gonna do a quick live
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Are we going to
So,
do that tonight?
tonight?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Good
Hey.
idea.
Yeah. So bring your questions, bring your energy, and let's do this. We love you guys.
Big year ahead.
Yep.
Big year. Let's grab it by the ears.
And if you can make change, you can make sense. If
That's
you
so
can make sense,
20.
you can
That's
make
so
change.
2017.
It kind of is, and I said it backwards if you caught it.
What?
I said you can make change, you can make
Makes
sense.
sense.
But if you can make sense, you can make change.
I tried to keep him off so he didn't pull that whole "see you next year" shit. You know what I mean? He did.
She really did.
It's fine.
But I missed y'all from last year. I still got one in. All right.
You really
Bye.
did. Bye, guys.